Hey, let's talk about what it takes to put on a winning drive. I don't get W's too often these days. I don't put in the time or the effort that I once did. I'm sure you guys know by how infrequently I post content here in Short Course World. And to be completely honest with you, me kind of being a little bit more lax about my effort and about my results has actually made club racing probably even more fun. I don't get as uptight when I don't perform as well as I would have liked, and when I'm up on the stand, I'm not generally as tense or as nervous because I'm just taking it easy. I'm having fun, just club racing with my friends. And so with that said, I wanted to kind of walk you guys through what was going on in my mind through this win at a good old-fashioned club race. Now, to be fair, I chose this race. I actually won a few times over the last couple months, but I chose this race for a very specific reason. One, I wasn't the fastest car on the track, meaning I didn't have the most speed. And two, I really felt like it was a good representation. Like I made a bunch of wild mistakes and a few things kind of went my way, a few things didn't go my way, and I thought this was a really good balanced example of a good old-fashioned club race. So without further ado, let's go to the track. Okay, let me set the stage for you. I've qualified second behind Mike Tuckett, who's generally faster than me. Pops is behind me. I'm actually pretty concerned about Eric Brust. He's way in the back, but Eric's probably the fastest car on the track. We'll take a look at the screenshots here in a second. And I'm really hoping that whether I can hang tough right here in second or if I can make my way to the front, I'm really hoping that I don't have to deal with Eric until the end of the race, because I'm not looking forward to having to have a 4 or 5 minute battle with a car that is consistently faster than me, but that is exactly what we're about to see. So let's get this race going, and I'll tell you guys what I'm thinking when I'm thinking it.
Yeah, so watch your P's and D's. Here we go on the sound of the dome.
I'm going to freeze it right here. This left-hander, the sharp 180, it can get really slick, and there's either some paint or a dot right there, and so you got to be really careful because it can spin the car out, roll the car over. It can be a bit treacherous, and you're going to see that I'm going to have to counter steer out of that. Okay, I'm going to freeze it here one more time on this first lap. This top corner, you see that I'm about a foot and a half off the pipe. If you look down right in the middle of the frame, you can see it's a little bit wet, and so there's a real line to be kind of a tightrope to be walked here. If you go in too close, you can get into that wet spot, and then you have to like drive the car on an arc while you approach this big dragon back. So it seems to be a little bit farther off the pipe is kind of the safer way to kind of approach this, but the farther inside you go, the faster it really can be. I'm going to freeze it right here, this tight little 180 right here. If you go in too close, same story as kind of the earlier, that first 180. This one has a dot, and if you hit it, it'll roll you over instantly. So you definitely don't want to be too tight here, and it can be a little slick. And so it's tricky to get the car pointed exactly where you want to jump jump diagonally across that double. You're going to jump down. This is going to be the last freeze for this frame. Here, you want to stay as tight as you can to the pipe, and then you want to follow the pipe as tight as you can all the way around that sweeper on power. That is for sure the fastest line. We've all kind of deviated, trying going wider, apexing early or late, but staying tight right here, driving right up that pipe, and then staying close as you follow that sweep around on power. That's really where you want to be. Okay, so we're going to try and stay tight right here, just like I mentioned. And I struggled at this corner here. You see Mike just clipped the pipe, and now I almost hit him right here, so I steered away and just kind of the face of that dragon back was cupped out a smidge, so I've made 3 mistakes now. I jumped the dragon back bad, I hit the 180 bad, and now I was able just to barely hang on to the second position. Had Gary probably went for it, there's probably nothing I could have done about it. But so now I'm following Mike, and he spins. A couple of these 180s, they get a little slick. And so he spun, and now all I'm thinking is Mike's faster than me, Eric's faster than me, and if you look right behind me, Eric just got by Mike. Here we are, 4 laps in. The race has just begun, and I've got the 2 fastest guys breathing down my neck, and all I can think of is, oh man, like this is going to be a long 5 minutes. So I just kind of steel myself and just kind of brace for impact. I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to hang tough. I'm going to drive as close to the pipe as I can in the spots that I can. You see Eric is already burning my doors off right now. And so I'm just praying for mistakes from these guys because I know I'm not going to get away on just speed alone. And that's ultimately what happens. But you see, there's Eric coming for me. I'm just jumping up. I'm just trying to stay right out in a clean spot. I want to be as tight as I can to generate the speed required to win. I just blew that corner bad because I looked back behind me. I didn't use my peripheral vision. I actually turned my head to look back, and by the time I looked back, I'd blown that corner. But I'm trying to be as tight as I can. But if the car gets away from me, or the back end kind of steps out, I want to be ready. I want to have enough room where I'm not stuck straight into the pipe right then and there. So this really wasn't a super crazily tough race. This was really one of those races that I didn't really. I teased the guys. I said I won this like tortoise in the hairstyle. There were cars on the track that were faster than me for sure. I was only able to win because I just made fewer mistakes, and the mistakes that I did make weren't completely catastrophic. You saw in the beginning, I hit that step on, step off. I call it the dragon back. I hit it bad, and the car flew nose high, and I almost always fly wing high. And then I jumped real wide right here earlier, and then I went wide. And any one of those three mistakes that I daisy chained together could have ended this run. But lucky for me, they just didn't on this given day. And now I'm just lapping. I'm just trying to drive as clean as I can. That's Eric right behind me, and I know that all it takes is one rollover, just clipping a pipe, the rear end stepping out. It doesn't take much, and he will be there to take that spot from me. So I'm just trying to keep my head down and drive as clean as I can. I struggled with this sweeper, this whole layout. For whatever reason, I just never got super comfortable with it. I actually loved this layout. This, in case you guys don't watch my channel or haven't been around here, this is Rain Man's Raceway in Bakersfield, California. And if you guys are into RC racing, you guys can always come hang out on any given Wednesday. I might be there with old White Lightning. This is my team associated B6.4 with a motive. In 40 plus, we all run 13.5. I don't know when they started doing that, a couple years ago, but that was a bad mistake. But yeah, this is my team associated B6.4. I'm running two-hole 1.7s in the front, two-hole 1.8s in the rear with 30-27 and white springs front and rear. The longest rear link you can put on the car with the second to longest front link, and that's pretty much about it. Nothing super crazy. This is kind of a big deal. If you guys are wondering why the car is kind of finishing the corner pretty cleanly, it's got a gear diff in it. Yeah, there's enough bite here to run a gear diff, and so obviously I own Raw Speed, so I'm running Raw Speed gumball slicks, the four-wheel drive Buggy tires in the front, and I was saucing this entire day with TDK. Lots of guys use different stuff. Some guys use PB Blaster, W40, but I really liked TDK. I just feel like it gives you a good, clean 5-minute run. No fuss, no muss. Doesn't smell, doesn't stink up the car on your ride home, stuff like that. And that's it. That's the run, guys. It was a blast. I just like I said, there wasn't too much back and forth battling. It was just going out there and trying to run the cleanest run that I could. Simple as that. You see, the car actually had a little bit more steering than it looked like throughout the run, but that's that. And on to the next one. Just so you know, I think this was a Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure that I got beat the following Friday. Eric and I had a pretty good battle, but once again, he was faster, and I finished up second. So that's that. Okay, well, that's that. Just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, a really fast lap for our class is something like 13.2, 13.1, 13.2. Every now and then you'll hear about something, 13.0-ish. And a really fast run is anything in the low 22s. 22.505 and down, I would say, is a very fast run. I'm not sure if anybody pulled off a 23-lap run or not, but just to give you guys some perspective, this was a great day. It was great competition. I'm blessed to have an amazing community to go race with and hang out with, and an awesome facility to do it. And so I just wanted to share what was going through the average club racer's mind, especially when he's not the fastest guy on the track. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.